Today I'm going to talk to you about stereo imaging, and I'm bringing this up because increasingly we're finding these tools being included in DIY mastering packages and equalizers and things like this that include stereo spreading tools, either mid-side processing or other tools that allow you to increase the sense of stereo image. And some of them are very cool, and like with many of the specialized tools that we have for processing audio, they're great at solving specific problems. If you've got something that's in mono or largely in mono and you need to try to widen it, you can add a little reverb. Sometimes you can grab something that's a little bit of stereo information and increase that. So sometimes you can use them to good end. But there's something that I think people often miss, and that is that the way an instrument gets placed in a stereo field has to do with the relationship between the information that appears out of phase and the information that appears in phase. Anything that's in phase, in other words, that's happening exactly at the same time in both channels, will appear to be centered. Okay? If anything is slightly delayed off to one side or the other compared to the center of the image, that's one of the things that creates that sense of stereo spread. So when you're mixing something, you're using pan pots, you're using delays to create a stereo image. Now if you go in and mastering and you start to increase the out of phase component, you're changing the relationship between the out of phase and the in phase part of the signal. You're going to radically change the sense of the stereo image and the placement of each individual instrument in a track. So like I said before, sometimes you can use it to good effect, but you've got to be really, really careful. It's a very seductive effect to increase the stereo image, but if you do it too much, sometimes you'll hear anything that's panned in the center start to disappear. Kick drum, snare drum, lead vocal will be diminished, and those are important aspects to a mix. So you got to make sure you're not tearing apart the mix just for the effect of creating a little bit of sort of momentary excitement.